Well, Soleil, welcome to Bumper.
Yay,
so nice to be together.
I know. I'm so happy. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so happy you're here.
Me too.
And for some reason, I just want to bring up, you are one of those people, for people who don't know her and are listening or just watching, you have the most inviting and welcoming presence.
Thank you.
That I feel like even if people don't know you, they instantly feel like you're their friend.
You're already going to make me cry.
The tears are starting now.
Exactly. I'm like, I purposely didn't wear makeup because I knew you were going to say something that would make me emotional. Thank you.
I have so much outwardly love for you, and I want to just set the tone for this episode and for everyone listening that this is who you're listening to and who you're going to watch. So I hope you feel that way, Shira.
Oh my God, I felt it, one, when we met initially, and then two, today, just you walking in.
Thank you.
Most inviting, radiating human.
Thank you.
So I'm excited to talk to you. Obviously, we don't know each other well, so this will be also like a get to know each other thing. But I guess to get us started, we ask this to everyone. We love puns, and Bumpers is like a funny, punny little name. So the first question is, what are you bumping into your life, and what are you bumping out?
Ooh.
Yeah. Anything.
Let's see. What I'm bumping into my life. It can just be anything.
Anything.
That
It could
speaks
be
to you.
silly, as in food that you're really into right now.
Music,
People.
yeah. Habits, whatever.
Bumping in time management.
Oh yeah.
With starting esthetician school and managing my time with work and school, social life, family, friends, everything. Time management is my number one right now.
Yeah.
I'm bumping out In-N-Out. I have been on an In-N-Out craze.
My heart just broke a little bit.
Me too. I'm not even kidding.
You're going to get hate on that.
I know.
Wait, why? What did it do to you?
Not actually. In-N-Out has my heart forever.
Yeah.
But I've just been eating it too much.
But it's so good.
It's so
fun.
good. I'm just I literally had it yesterday.
So as of today.
Literally, last night after I ate it, I was like, girl, I've been having In-N-Out a lot recently.
What's your order?
A double cheeseburger with
yeah.
lettuce and
Yum.
spread only, and then animal fries with no grilled onion. But I get my animal fries cooked light. I like them soggy. Hot take. I like them.
I'm going to cut you off.
I know.
Absolutely not. Because In-N-Out's fries are just not up there for me. And the fact that you just want them even extra soggy.
I know. It's weird, but I don't know. I like it.
I'm concerned.
Is there anything special about your order that, or isn't there a secret menu at In-N-Out?
I think
With
so.
I got chili peppers in my burger,
Yeah,
and
it's
that
the move.
changed my life.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Good.
And I got a t-shirt the other day.
I love that.
So while you're
love
bumping that out, I'll be enjoying myself.
You'll be bumping it in.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hot take.
That was a hot take.
That is
from
a
the
major
start.
hot take. Damn. Okay, bumping in time management, bumping out In-N-Out. Sad. Okay.
What's
I know.
just to go into time management real
Yeah.
quick, because I'm someone who gets so frazzled when I'm overwhelmed, and I just am the type to freeze and sit on my couch and be like, I don't know what to do. There's too much to do. What's your best time management skill? Just managing everything you're doing right now.
I think a to-do list.
Yeah.
Writing a to-do list for me helps me so much. And I was actually listening to one of your guys' episodes, and I have a to-do list and a to-da list now.
yeah.
So it helps so much because I get overwhelmed as well very easily. And I'm kind of like, oh my God, I have so much on my to-do list. I don't know what to do first, but I'm like, hold on. What have I done today?
Right.
I got to take a step back and acknowledge myself for what I've done, which has been super helpful because right when I listened to that episode, I just started esthetician school where I was struggling with my time management, and that helped a lot. So writing a to-do list is my best friend, my little notebook or like notes app, but and doing it daily too. Like I'll have a regular to-do list and kind of like, can I cuss?
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking. I'll have a shit list.
Yeah.
And my shit list is just like stuff that's like, I gotta do it, but I've got time, and it kind of helps me like, okay.
Differentiate.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just writing a to-do list really helps me. Like I write something out every day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like, I'll write the date, and then I'll do wake up, make breakfast.
Yeah. I feel like that like makes it digestible and like more manageable to go about your day. Because if you have like a running list and you don't filter it day to day, you're like frazzled. Yeah, I'm working on that. I'm gonna take that inspiration.
Do you physically write it or do you type it?
I do both.
Both.
Yeah.
So do you start with writing it and then you type it and put it into your calendar and like
I have my physical notebook where I write out a to-do list, and then I have my Google Calendar, and then I'll do notes app.
Oh, you're on top of it.
I know. I would say I'm pretty organized.
Wait, I need like a workshop with you. I will pay you.
Well, I'm going to add to it because another really important tactic when you're making a to-do list is, since you're doing it every day, to write your top 3 must of that day. Because to-do lists can go on and on and on forever. I feel like a to-do list is never actually finished because you're adding things to it. So as long as you highlight the top 3 things that you need to do and complete that day, you're relieving a lot of the stress that you're putting onto yourself.
Like mini goals.
Yeah.
Like just 3.
Just 3.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about like your journey. Like tell me. I've obviously stalked you and love your content.
Thank you.
And you're obviously very successful in what you do. How'd you get into it?
Yes. So right when I got out of high school, I was going to Santa Monica Community College on the road to go to nursing school.
What?
Yeah,
Whoa.
I wanted to be a pediatric nurse in high
can
school.
see that.
Yeah, I
totally
love
see it.
kids so much. And in high school, I worked at a country club, and I was like the manager for childcare, and I just grew a love for children.
Yeah.
And in high school, I was figuring out like, what do I want to do? And I was like, nursing. Why not let me try nursing? And I went to a trade school in high school, graduated, went to SNC to be on the road for nursing. And then I quickly realized that it was not for me. Like literally the first semester, I was like, this is not what I love. Like, do I want to be older and working this job? Like, I just don't see myself doing this as like a 9-to-5 job. And I sat down and I was like, what am I passionate about? And I was like, beauty has always been a passion of mine, like ever since I was little. And I was like, why don't I go to beauty school or a cosmetology school? And I'm so grateful that I have parents that were so supportive of that journey to drop out of school and take a different route. So I went to a beauty school in downtown LA, and I took makeup artistry classes.
Wow.
And I got my certificate in makeup artistry. And then I was doing freelancing for a little bit, and then the pandemic hit, and that kind of fizzled out. And then that's when TikTok and Instagram kind of popping off, and my audience just became fluid between both channels. And I quickly realized, like, wow, I can make a career out of something that I'm so passionate about. So I took it and ran with it, and I've been having so much fun. And ever since then, I've just grown such a deeper love for beauty. And now I'm in school for esthetician school. So
full circle moment, which is so exciting.
You're really becoming an expert.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I need to know. Give me like speed round. Your favorite foundation.
Dior Forever.
Your favorite mascara.
Buxom Cosmetics.
Your favorite blush.
Right now, Rhode Pocket Blush.
Oh, I've seen that everywhere.
I need to get it now. All right.
Blush is a hard one because there's so many good ones. And like everyone loves blush. Like, it's just
Is
the
it
best.
the peptides in it that like everyone's freaking out about? Because it just like sits
I
so
just
nicely.
think the formula is just so nice. Like the way it applies and then the way it blends out, and it surprisingly stays on the skin for a decent amount of time. Yeah, because blush is like the first thing on your skin that wears off. But I feel like the formula in this is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's cute.
I love.
Should I ask more? Favorite lipstick?
Lipstick? I feel like I wear more lip liners and glosses than a lipstick.
So which
But
ones?
right now would be Win Beauty's matte lipstick. I just wore it at the ESPYs, and that was the first time I tried it, and I was like, this formula is great.
Wow.
But yeah, that's one that I've been reaching out for lipsticks. But
What makes a good formula? Like what do you look for?
I look for something that's long-lasting and hydrating. I have very dry skin, so I'm always looking for something that'll like hydrate my skin.
Yeah.
So I think it depends on the product too, because they all have different functions.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say hydrating and long lasting.
If you were stuck in the middle of nowhere and had to only take one product with you, okay, you could pick one skincare product and then one makeup. What would it be?
Makeup would be blush.
Yes,
because
I agree with that.
It adds color to the skin.
Right, like life into your skin.
And skincare would be SPF.
SPF.
Gotta protect the skin.
Okay, what's your favorite SPF?
Right now, it is Skin 1004 Water Fit Sun Serum.
Is it like dewy and?
Oh my gosh,
I
it
need
is
that.
the best sunscreen ever. It does not leave a white cast. It is like a serum almost. There's hyaluronic acid in it, so it's hydrating the face as
so
well.
it preps the skin so nice.
It's great for like makeup too.
Yeah.
I love it. Like I could probably go on and on about it. It's so good. It's Korean Beauty.
Ooh,
of course it is.
So good.
They know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing.
And it doesn't have that like sunscreen smell.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It doesn't even feel like sunscreen.
It's like light.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you know what shocks me?
What?
The
What shocked you?
space is so saturated. Like I get so overwhelmed when I go to Sephora or Ulta or whatever cosmetic beauty store you want to name. And I just, kudos to all these brands and the new ones that come in, but like, how do you filter through them, or what in your opinion makes a brand kind of stand out in the beauty space?
That is a great question. I think something that stands out for me is what a brand stands for and kind of what they're doing behind the scenes. Like, is a brand donating to charities? Like, do they take care of other people, or are they just there for the money?
Right.
There are a lot of brands that are like that. Also, brands that have products that are effective. Like, that is huge as far as skincare. I think that is huge. There's so many different brands that just like come out with stuff.
Right.
And it's just like,
And they also like either don't last.
Yeah.
Or they break you out or whatever. Like, I totally agree. It's an art to figure out what the makeup routine is, because I'm always like trying, and I have such sensitive skin. Anything I put on my skin irritates it. So I'm like on the hunt for like a whole new.
Totally. And that's another thing, is that every single person has different skin.
Right.
And different skin types. So you kind of have to go through trial and error and figure out what works for you.
Yeah.
Which can cost a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the downside. So I also try to find like affordable products that are effective.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
That's what my husband's a derm, so that's what he says. It's like,
Yeah.
don't try to go to one derm or one person and ask them what they're using and expect it to work on you, because everybody's skin color, dryness, dewiness, like all of it is so different on each person.
Right.
So going back to you said from a young age you got into makeup and cosmetics. What got you into it? Like, growing up, did you have your sister who influenced you, your mom, a friend,
Celeb
YouTube,
or whatever.
Yeah. My mom was a huge influence on beauty. My mom was effortlessly beautiful, but I just couldn't get over seeing her and watching her doing her makeup and going in her makeup bag and just like picking out the products. And my mom only had Laura Mercier.
Really?
My mom too.
And that is a brand that I love today, not because it's sentimental, but because their products are amazing. But I just loved watching my mom do her makeup, and my mom always emphasized that like you don't need makeup to be beautiful. And that always stuck with me because makeup is fun. It's supposed to be expressive, and she always just like told me that's how you should play around with makeup. It's fun. Like you're a girl. You're just a girl.
You're just a girl.
Yeah, my mom definitely influenced makeup for me, and like I did dance for a little bit. I wasn't a dancer.
So recitals probably.
Recitals was so fun.
Oh my God, I have those memories too.
She'd put my
glitter.
Hair up. I loved it. I ate that up for sure. I loved that so much.
Probably why you stayed into dance. just to have the excuse to do that.
No, literally, I was not a good dancer at all. No rhythm there. But I just liked getting all dolled up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. So now I would love to dive deeper into your relationship with your mom. How was that for you growing up? Was she more of a mom figure, a best friend figure to you?
Yeah. My mom was everything in one. My mom and I were so close. She was my best friend. She was like my sister. She was everyone's best friend. Like everyone knew her. Like she'd walk into Target and everyone knew her at the store. But for me, she was definitely a best friend. Like the perfect role model, mentor, and mother that anyone could ask for. And I know everybody says that about their moms. Like, I have the best mom ever, but truly, my mom would take my friends in as her own. Like, my mom would just love everybody, and she taught unconditional love to my siblings and I. And yeah, my mom was genuinely the best woman, and the love that she taught us was just like unforgiving. Yeah.
It definitely shows through you.
Thank you.
Who raised you.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if you're comfortable, but I notice you are talking in the past tense.
Yes.
So if you're open to bringing it up, what happened to your mom and how has that affected you?
So my mom died in September of 2021. She passed away from COVID-19. And it was a very tragic death, and it was slow. My mom got sick very quickly at the end of July, and she immediately went into the hospital, and within 10 days of her having COVID, she got pneumonia, and then she was put into a medically induced coma, and her body just shut down. My mom went into psychosis because she was alone. No one could visit her. She had all these crazy breathing treatments, and the doctors pretty much said that she's probably not going to come out of this very well. Yeah, my mom died from COVID, which is crazy.
Wow.
It's just wild to hear.
Yeah, it's crazy to know someone that's been through that, because you kind of hear during that time, you'd hear all that stuff, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah. Did she have any pressing health issues prior to that?
My mom was extremely healthy. She did have high blood pressure, but other than that, my mom was very healthy and active.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. That is so beyond devastating.
Yeah.
And so recent and sudden. How, you just being here shows so much resilience, and that she just sounds like such a beautiful soul. And I could I don't know her obviously, but I could just see her through you from what you've explained. How did that obviously impact, or how did you bounce back from that? Because you obviously think of those things happening in your life.
Yeah.
And you never know when your last day is.
Yeah.
And then when they happen, it feels almost like an outer body experience, right?
Yeah.
How did you bounce back?
I feel like I almost had to. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm the glue of my family.
Are you?
I feel like I'm always the one to step in and be there to take care of everybody when like we're in a tough situation, because I've just always been the person to kind of like stay strong for everyone, because someone has to be strong. And grief is not linear whatsoever. And I think that's the hardest part about it, because as time goes on, you just adjust to life. Like, my life will never be the same without my mom for so many different reasons. But like, I don't feel like I've bounced back. I think for an outsider's perspective, they're like, wow, she's doing so well. Like, she's so successful in her job. She's in a healthy relationship. Like, she looks beautiful. She looks healthy. But like, on the inside, like, I'm battling grief every single day. Like, there's not a day that goes by where I'm not thinking about my mom. Like, a song will come on, or like I pass by a Target, or it could be anything. Like, I'm tying my shoe and I'm like, oh, my mom used to tie my shoe. Like, just random things.
Everything reminds you
So
of
I
her.
feel like experiencing a death like this, where I was so close to my mom, let alone like it being my mom, it being a parent, I don't think that I've bounced back per se. I think that grief is not linear, and it's just, it is a roller coaster. It's up and down. There's good days and bad days. And I'm not at the acceptance stage of grief just yet, because I'm just not there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just have good days and bad days, and it's just constantly up and down. You just adjust to life. That's how it feels for me right now.
Yeah.
It'll get easier. I'm just going to learn to adjust more in my life.
Well, grief is something that you can't move on from or move past from. You have to learn how to move with it and through it. Are there certain moments that you feel reminded from your mom in a positive way? Like, I know some people say out loud, like when they see a butterfly or a flower.
Totally. Oh my God. I'll be thinking of my mom and I will just laugh. If you had the honor to meet my mom, she was the funniest person on earth. Like, she was so funny and spunky and bubbly and just so outgoing. Like, she would talk to anyone and everyone. Like, she could just spark up a conversation with anyone. And I think when I think of my mom, I think of so many different things, but I'll definitely have moments of just like laughter, because I'll think of something that she would say. Like, my mom had the funniest, most corny jokes ever that made no sense, but because of her laugh, my mom had the funniest laugh. Like, it was loud, it was like a cackle. She'd snort sometimes. Like, if you knew my mom, you knew her laugh. And when she would tell the jokes, it was her laugh that made the joke funny.
Yeah. No, I love
like,
it.
yeah, so I'll think of something and I'm like, I'll just laugh. But today I was driving over here and a butterfly was like literally like not driving. The butterfly was like just going around in circles, like near my windshield and around my car. And I think I'm a superstitious person, kind of, but when I see a butterfly, of course I think of my mom. Like, you have to pick out positive things in life that will remind you of the people that you've lost. Because if you don't, then you'll just go down in a dark hole.
Yeah.
You know?
And I'm sure that's what they want you to remember them by, are the positive things. How many siblings do you have, and how have they taken that?
Yeah, so I have an older brother. He's 25, and I'm the middle child. I'm 22, and I have a younger sister who's 20. And my brother and I aren't really close right now. We haven't been talking for almost 3 years.
Wow.
So ever since my mom passed, so it's going to be almost 3 years. And it's just healthy for the both of us to like focus on ourselves. I think he has a lot of growing to do and a lot of healing to do in many different ways. And it's just healthy for the both of us to not have a relationship right now. But I think he took my mom's death like very tough. And then my sister, I love my sister so much. Like, my sister and I are so close, and I could go on about her forever, but my sister has taken my mom's death differently than I have. All three of us have taken it very differently. My sister is also very strong, but my sister internalizes her emotions. So I think it just takes her a little bit to be comfortable with expressing how she feels. So sometimes I don't really know how she feels. She's kind of quiet. But yeah, all three of us have been experiencing grief in different ways.
From this experience, do you think it's important to talk out loud, whether it be to yourself or to a sibling, about the mutual feelings of loss and grief? Or do you think internalizing some of these feelings is better?
I think expressing how you feel is so valuable and so important. I'm so grateful to be close with my sister where we can talk openly with each other.
Right.
Because her and I went through it together. Like, my family is the only people, they're the only people that know what happened.
Right.
They're the only people that understand what happened. Like, I could talk to a friend that's also lost a parent, but it's not the same talking to a sibling about it.
Right.
But my sister and I are great about talking with each other, and I think it's extremely valuable to talk to your siblings or the people that have experienced it with you.
Have you felt that you've needed to take on a motherly role, or?
1,000%. Yeah. I think...
Is that tough on you? Do you feel pressure?
I definitely feel like I have the pressure of taking on a motherly role because I'm the oldest daughter. I think my brother was very absent as well, so almost taking on the older sibling role as well. I think I resemble my mom a lot, and I take on a lot of her qualities and characteristics where there have been times where I've definitely like stepped up to the plate, and it's definitely hard. That's really hard because like I'm not my mom. I will never be my mom, and I will never like take that role. But there have definitely been times where I've had to step up like a lot, and it can be emotionally challenging. But sometimes you go through things in life where you just have to like buckle up and be really strong because no one else is going to do it. Like, you kind of have to make that decision of like, okay, I need to be strong right now, and I need to be strong for myself and the people around me. But also be conscious of you and how you feel, because if you are taking on this like leadership role in a family or whatever the circumstance is, you have to make sure that you're taking your own emotions into account, because your emotions can easily be suppressed. And I try really hard to not suppress my emotions. But yeah, taking on like a motherly role is extremely hard for sure when your mom is absent.
Of course. And how has the relationship been with your dad since?
My relationship with my dad has flourished immensely. I love my dad with everything in me. I'm so grateful to have such a loving dad. Growing up, my dad and I weren't close. And it sucks that something so tragic had to happen to have my dad and I get so close. But yeah, I love my dad so much. My dad is also somebody that I'm very comfortable with talking about how I feel when it comes to my mom's death. And I'm so grateful that my dad and I have that relationship to talk about it. But yeah, my dad and I are very, very close.
That's really sweet.
Yeah.
I'm very curious. I don't know if you want to answer, but are there certain things or special things that you guys do for Mother's Day to celebrate your mom or to now celebrate your dad?
Yeah. Mother's Day is so hard. And what my dad and I do, my sister lives in Oahu. My sister does not live close. So it's just my dad and I.
Wow.
But it's only been 2 years.
Yeah.
So Mother's Day has been really hard. And honestly, when the day comes around, my dad and I just like do our own thing. Like maybe we've come together for dinner and we'll celebrate my mom at dinner. But for me, I like my alone time, and I want to be able to process it alone and sit in my feelings and kind of, I kind of want to do things that my mom would want us to do on Mother's Day, and I'll do it by myself. Like, my mom loved Starbucks green iced tea. So I would maybe go to Starbucks and get myself a coffee because I don't drink green tea. But I would do things that she would like and things she would like to do just in remembrance of her. But Mother's Day is extremely hard, and I think as time goes on, I'll just adjust to it. But there's no like tradition that has happened yet with my family when it comes to Mother's Day.
That was going to be my next question. Are there traditions that you want to pass on or bring up for your mom, to remember your mom?
1,000%. My mom made every single holiday a big thing. Like Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day. Like, she made every holiday a huge thing. Like, what she would do is she would decorate the kitchen, and she'd get balloons, little candies, like color coordinate everything. She'd put out little placemats, like cut out of paper, and write like my siblings and I's name on it. And it was just super, super sweet. And for birthdays, oh my God, birthdays were her thing. She'd just make you feel so loved and so important. My mom and my dad would never buy us like extravagant gifts, but my mom would do these little things that made you feel so loved and seen. And my siblings and I have definitely taken that on, where when it comes to birthdays of like people in my family or even my friends, like I'll try to make them feel super loved, because birthdays are hard and holidays are hard as well. So I think decorating is a huge thing in the house. And also, my parents were known for their tamale parties.
So cute.
My mom was Mexican, so I'm half Mexican, half white. And my mom would make homemade tamales.
Yum.
And they were the best ever.
She sounds perfect, honestly. I'm like, what?
Perfect. I know. So my parents had tamale parties every year in December, like around Christmas time, and they celebrated my mom's birthday as well, because my mom's birthday was in December.
Yeah.
It's been hard during the holidays.
Of course.
So I haven't been able to get to that point where I feel comfortable enough to like throw a tamale party. I think it's hard because after my mom passed, my mom kept like boxes of just like baby photos of all my siblings, and she separated them. And I was looking through mine, and at the bottom of mine was a tamale recipe. And it wasn't in my siblings, it was just in mine. And like, I was just like, oh my God. Like, I feel like obviously she wants me to carry on that tradition. So I haven't been able to yet because I'm just not ready. Last year I really wanted to do it, but my thing with grief and like when these days come up, whether it's Christmas or Mother's Day or birthdays, is like taking it day by day and taking it moment by moment. Like, I could say a month in advance, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the tamale party and I'm gonna plan all this. And then 2 weeks comes, I'm like, I don't feel like I can do this. This is too emotional for me. This is too hard for me. And that's when it comes into like taking taking your emotions into account and just like making sure you're checking in with yourself and seeing how you feel, because you could feel one way months prior and then feel like I don't feel ready to do this. So just like checking in with yourself is huge. But I kind of went on a little tangent.
No, I love it. I just got full body chills when you said that. So
yeah,
definitely very powerful.
So obviously no day is the same in grief, right? What are some things that you have found that give you comfort in dealing with grief? Is it journaling? Is it doing something that she loves to do or she loved to do? Is it spending time with family? Like, what makes you feel like she's there with you?
I love that question because I'm figuring that out every single day. And as I'm on this journey, what I love to do is, recently I love making food that she would make for us as kids. She would always make us this like cinnamon sugar toast. And I woke up one morning and I was just having a bad morning. Like, I was missing my mom so much. And I was like, what would my mom make me for breakfast as a kid? And that's also like kind of like healing my inner child in a sense as well. And like remembering my mom. So lately it's been like making food that she would make for us as little kids. I think music is huge for me as well. My parents loved music so much. I grew up only listening to Spanish and Brazilian music, so my house was pretty loud. But like listening to music that my mom loved like is huge. Like, I have a playlist like just for my mom, and they're fun songs. I have one for sad songs and I have one for fun songs, because obviously there's times where like I want to feel like,
of course,
those emotions. Then there's moments where like I want to feel like I'm having fun in the car with my mom.
Right.
I think spending time with family is valuable as well, to a certain extent. Her side of the family, I'm getting closer with my cousins, which has felt amazing.
Yeah.
They're a little bit younger than me, and we've never really been that close just because of our age gap. But as they're getting older, it's awesome that we get to spend time together.
Yeah.
Journaling is also huge. I love journaling. I think journaling can be hard sometimes, but it's so valuable to get your emotions out on paper if you can't express it to somebody. Because I think hearing yourself and hearing yourself say how you feel actually allows you to like really feel them again, if that makes sense.
For sure.
Yeah. But to fully answer that, I'm figuring it out every day. Yeah.
Did you expect yourself to be as strong as you are in something so unimaginable? I feel like your strength really shocks you sometimes. Also just kind of hearing how close you are to her, and also kind of inherently playing this like motherly, glue to the family role. Like, do you ever look at yourself and say, I'm so proud of like who I am and what I am? I know she would be proud of me. And like, it seems like you really are, like you said, the glue to your family.
Yeah. It's really hard.
Yeah.
There are times where I do look in the mirror and I'm like, fuck yeah, Soleil. Like, you are so strong.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone else in my family could do it.
No.
And
most people can't.
It took me a little bit to be like, wow, Soleil, like, you're really strong. And I think when my mom first died, you hear all these people say, you're so strong, you're so strong. Like, how do you keep yourself together? And like, in my head, I'm like, I'm not. Like, I'm really not. But I do think that I am strong, and my mom was so strong. My mom's dad and mom's mom died, and my mom was so close to her parents. And seeing my mom carry herself in times of trauma and times of heartbreak and hardships, she carried herself with so much grace and strength. And I think that taught me to do the same.
You're definitely doing it.
Yeah, you are.
Thank you. But yeah, it definitely gets hard, but I have to keep myself accountable, and I have to like look in the mirror and tell myself, you're strong, but hey, you can cry. You can
break feel
down.
What you feel.
Yeah,
right.
just because you cry and you feel doesn't mean you're not strong.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely do look in the mirror sometimes and like,
You should.
you're strong, girl.
You should.
Yeah.
I have a 2-part question. One, is there anything that anyone told you that resonated with you or helped you move forward? And 2, what do you think the best thing to say to someone when they lose someone so close is?
I don't think that there's been somebody specific that I can point out that has said something to me that's like really stuck with me to help me go through this and like feel this. I've listened to podcasts. There's this one grief podcast. I don't remember the name, but I'll tell you guys when I find out.
Yeah.
That has helped me a lot. But there's not something that I can think of that someone told me. In the beginning, when my mom first died, hearing, I'm so sorry. That was like, what do I say back?
Yeah.
Because it's like, your first instinct is like, it's okay. But it's not okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. But as time goes on, when people say, I'm sorry, like, I just say thank you. And as I'm going through this journey, I'm learning how to respond. At the beginning, I had no idea. And I would get angry. I would get sad because I'm like, these people are saying things to me that are meaningless. Like, I don't know how to respond, and it makes me upset. I think the best thing to say to somebody is, I'm here for you. And whenever you feel ready, I'm always here. I think if it's somebody that you feel close to, telling them that you're just there for them is huge.
Yeah.
'Cause you don't know how somebody's journey is internally.
Right.
And just being that friend of like, hey, I'm here for you, like you're loved and you're seen. If you ever feel comfortable and you want to talk about anything, I'm always here.
Yeah.
I think that's huge, of just letting your loved ones know that you're here for them and that you will listen whenever. Because I think I'm sorry just feels like a
It's also, it wasn't
Yeah.
your fault. So I'm sorry can only really take you so far. It's like, yeah.
Another thing I've learned is that obviously in the beginning I would get so angry at people's responses and be like, why are people saying these things? Like, this was stupid, or this was like, how do I respond? But as I'm on this journey, I'm learning that death is so unknown.
Right.
And no one really knows how to respond to it, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like, even I sometimes am like, when I have I've had a peer where they experienced death, and I'm like, shit, I don't know what to say right now.
Right.
Because maybe I was having a hard day missing my mom or something.
Has this experience made you more religious or spiritual in any way?
I don't think that it's made me religious, because I grew up Catholic, but this experience almost made me less religious, because I thought to myself, why would God do something like so terrible to like the most amazing person? And that was something that I thought about a lot, that I'm still trying to work on. So religiously, I feel like I've separated myself from that.
Yeah.
But spiritually, there's a butterfly.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of spiritually, there's a butterfly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Right at the right moment.
That was very powerful. Okay.
Oh my God. I think spiritually, I have grown. My mom was very spiritual. Like, when it came to religion or anything, my mom always taught us, like, your relationship with your higher power is your relationship and yours only, and love on that and focus on that. And I think I'm still trying to figure it out, honestly. I think there's like so many superstitions that you can believe in to make it feel like someone's there.
Yeah.
But I think I'm still figuring it out because it's still so fresh.
Of course.
Yeah.
You are a warrior. You're a warrior.
Thank you.
Honestly. And I feel like your mom would be so proud of everything you're accomplishing, all your passions, and you're just carrying her legacy of being just like this radiating, like beautiful soul. What would you say is like one lesson she taught you that you're gonna like carry on with you forever and kind of tell your kids one day if you choose to have kids or whatever?
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Don't apologize. Take your time. You're a beautiful crier.
Oh my God. My mom would always tell us, like, when we'd cry, or me, whenever I'd cry, I'd go look in the mirror, and she'd be like, don't look in the mirror when you're crying, you're gonna grow hair on your back. And then obviously I'd start laughing.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
That's a good thing to say to someone when you want
Yeah, right? May you ask your question again?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
What's a lesson or lessons, you could hone in on one, that sticks with you, that she taught you, that you want to carry on with a family of your own, if that's what you want, or with friends, to ask for advice with something that she taught you that just resonated always?
Yeah. Love, and love hard, and love unconditionally and unapologetically.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom was a lover. She just loved everybody, and she like had this love that I don't think I'll ever feel again in my life. And if there's one thing that I will do for the rest of my life is just love other people. My mom always said, like, you don't know what people are going through. Like, just love them and be kind.
Yeah.
And it's so true. And I think about that every day where I'm like, maybe I'm driving and someone's being a fucking jackass.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? Maybe they're having a really, really bad day. Maybe they just lost their mom. And I have no idea. How can I handle this situation with grace and with love? I think that's something that I will carry on forever.
If you could give one piece of advice to anyone who's in the process of grieving, what would that be?
It would be take your time. You're in no rush. And to take care of yourself. Because when you're grieving, it's very easy to forget about yourself, at least for me. And make sure you're talking to somebody about it. Because you can go in a really deep, dark hole if you hide and don't take care of yourself and don't talk about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Being so vulnerable and so open, and you're just a beautiful everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love you guys.
We love you.
Thank you.
I know it's kind of annoying to hear it again, but I have to say you are very strong, and
Thank you.
You're very
you are
special.
extremely special. You are carrying yourself with grace.
Thank you.
You're a very elegant person inside and out, so
Thank you.
never lose focus of that.
Thank
And
you.
Your mom's proud of you.
I feel her like hanging out with us. Like I've never met her, but I just know that she's like you're describing her so beautifully that I like feel like she's having a seat with us here today.
She's drinking her green tea over
Yeah. Now I'm gonna get Starbucks in her honor today.
Yeah, I agree. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay.